Welcome to MMO Grinder Backtrack, where I take a look at games I've reviewed previously to check out what's new. Today in November of 2013, I'll be revisiting Untitled, the platformer MMO that I'd reviewed in episode 17. Untilted's highly anticipated Season 2 revision was released a short while back, and I've been meaning to get back into this game, so let's take a look and see how much has changed. One major rework, one you'll notice right away if you haven't played since my review, was the rework to the combat system. As much as I liked the original game, I would have to say that basic attacks felt really weak, and couldn't hold a candle to spamming your skills as combos. Even with the option of light and heavy attacks, neither seemed really all that effective, especially later on. Fortunately, the revamp makes your basic attacks a lot more viable, and it's a lot more fun to play as a result. For example, the warrior's two-handed sword would only grant them a relative quick slash and a slower heavy slash. But since the revamp, quick attacks are far faster and can allow for a short combo, and heavy attacks have been replaced by a slash and backdash combo for a better evasive ability. The wizard originally had an ineffectual slow staff hit and a chargeable heavy attack, but now has quick staff strikes and a backdash teleport. Granting speedier attacks and better defensive abilities makes up for the game's generally slower feeling movement and jumping mechanics, and makes the basic combat feel far more fluid as a result. Skills have also been streamlined in every class, making choosing what attacks you want to specialize in far more simpler than what they were originally. There was an addition of one new class with the Soul Breaker, which plays like a close-range mage, using the souls of various enemies in the game as basic weapons, and summoning other enemies' souls as attacks. Unlike the other classes, Soul Breakers can only use this one weapon type for their skills, but at the least that keeps you from having to make choices in their playstyle. Streamlining seems to be the name of the game in Season 2, as the game's quest system and map have been made far more linear and sensical, which might be bad news for those who like to explore, but good news for the general questing system. Gone are the near non-stop trips between Belos and Elias, and most quest NPCs are in a line, allowing you to clear one person's quests out before taking on too many others. There are downsides to this, as the general flow of tasks from a lot of the early NPC quests tend to be kill X enemy, turn in quest, kill same enemy to collect items, turn in quest, kill same enemy again to collect different item. On the plus side, there's far more general presence of the story now in the form of Iris and her legacy, and you'll automatically gain mandatory quests that will guide you along the path and be far more story-driven. The map itself has gone under a lot of revisions, also condensing the path to something that's much more simple to follow. You should no longer have to worry about heading to a level 40 area at level 15 because you decided to take the path on the left. As a result, many areas have also been removed and level adjusted, such as the Behemoth going from a level 20 area to a level 80 plus area. Others might notice that the Temple of Pluto, or Pluton, the game can't seem to decide on that, is now the place where the ancient mine used to be, and you must travel through it in order to reach Elias. More streamlining was placed in the enhancement process. Before, enhancements were limited to a certain level of the puzzle item, and now have been completely replaced with just basic stat puzzle items, and the crystals that used to be required for the process have been removed, only requiring those materials and the Ellie to upgrade. Level gaining has been severely boosted, as when I originally played, it took me a good long while to even reach level 30, but the new character I started just to check out the Soulbreaker class is already level 21 after playing for a few hours at best. In addition to this, class upgrades can now be achieved at level 50 instead of the game's original level 80. The second upgrade is at level 100 instead of level 140, and the max level is now 200 instead of 199. The resolution options have been given a better upgrade now, allowing for resolutions of 1024x768 and 1280x800 for widescreen monitors. Still lower than the more common resolutions of 1280x1024 and 1920x1080, but hey, it's there. You can even switch resolutions on the fly in the game now, instead of only being able to do so on the launcher. Sad to say, the game's translation is still really dodgy, and made worse by the update, a lot of the stuff is just a mass of symbols, which is common in freshly translated Korean games. It's annoying, but not usually debilitating, as it is rare for the entire quest to read that way, but just be prepared for it. Also, to clarify something I said in the original review without proper proof, the quiz does get affected by this translation. My original review showed a question labeled, "Which is the wrong spelling out of the following examples?" and I showed hallway being spelled Halway, which of course would be the wrong spelling. What I didn't show is that the game was claiming that was the wrong answer, implying that it was spelled correctly. Well, here's another example. Halfway is still a correctly spelled word, guys. All of those words were spelled correctly. As a correction to the quest tracker that I missed on the original review, you can track quests on screen by clicking the small arrow next to the quest in the quest log. It's just not on by default, and it's pretty easy to miss. Untitled has done a lot to improve itself, and I already liked it to begin with. With the new revisions, the game seems a lot more manageable, and I actually look forward to playing it a bit more now, especially since combat is no longer based entirely upon skill spamming and waiting for my mana to regenerate. Honestly, out of all these changes, that combat change was sorely needed and more than welcome. I'll be sure to check back with this game and others in more episodes of MMO Grinder Backtrack. Oh yeah, you still have to learn basic human emotions from textbooks. Nuri is painfully frustrating, and yes, this is still the friendliest community I've seen in many MMOs. Some things never change.